Once upon a time, in a kingdom far, far away, there lived a wise and benevolent king. He loved his people and wanted to see who among them deserved his reward. So he made a plan. He went to the market, picked up some seeds, and gave one to every child in the village, telling them to grow the most beautiful plant by the end of summer. Whoever grew the biggest and the brightest flower would get a huge cash prize. Excited by the prospect of winning the prize, all the children took the seeds home. They watered the seeds and waited for them to sprout. There was one boy who didn't have much faith in his abilities. Every day he diligently watered his seed, but it refused to grow. All the other children, on the other hand, were ecstatic. By the end of the summer, they had grown beautiful flowers, and it seemed as though they had a good shot at winning the king's prize. On the day of judgment, all the children gathered in the town square with their flowers, each believing that they would win the prize. The boy who had diligently watered his seed, but it still hadn't grown, came last. He felt ashamed, and so he hid behind his empty pot. When the king saw all the colorful flowers, he was delighted, but then he saw the boy hiding behind his pot. He asked, "Why are you hiding, little one? Show me what you have grown." The boy, afraid of being laughed at, slowly brought the pot forward. Everyone gasped when they saw that it was empty. A hush fell over the crowd as the king looked at the boy and asked, "Did you plant the seed that I gave you?" "Yes, your majesty," the boy replied. "I planted it and watered it every day, but it just wouldn't grow." The king turned to the crowd and asked, "Did any of you boil the seed to eat it?" All the children shook their heads. The king then said, "This boy has shown great honesty by bringing what he had, even though it may not be to everyone's liking. After all, appearances can be deceiving. You never know what's inside a man's heart." And so the king awarded the boy with the biggest flower the first prize, not because he had the most beautiful flower, but because he was honest. The other children who had only pretended to grow flowers were left with nothing. From that day on, the boy who had been honest all along became the hero of the village, and the king's words became a proverb.